Rob here from Media. In this video, we're going to be looking at the reviews element in Elementor, so stay tuned. At Media, we help companies to grow and thrive using the latest tools, tricks, and marketing techniques. From websites to online marketing, automated sales funnels, social media, and much more. We're always releasing new content on our YouTube channel, so make sure you click the like, subscribe, and notification button to make sure that you don't miss out. Just before we get going, I want to tell you about an exclusive offer we have on at the moment. We're giving away free access to our paid Hub platform to the first 50 people that click the link in the description. We're going to be putting this link in the description of all of our videos, so make sure that you get in there as quick as you can. Within Hub we have created over 100 training videos in 13 courses, including a course on how to build a website using Elementor. You'll also find recorded webinars and a host of other free content, so remember to click the link in the description. Let's get on with the video. Hello and welcome to this video. We're going to be talking about the reviews element of Elementor. Before we begin then, I've got a page layout of Elementor full width. I've got one section here with one column in, and I've changed the background color of the section to blue. To get back to our elements then, we just need to click the grid here. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to type in this search box, reviews, and there we can see our element. So if we now drag this into our column, this is what you should see. So in this video, we're going to go through content and style. A lot of the advanced options have their own videos, so go and check those out. Let's go back to content and begin. So we can see that this section is split into two areas. We've got slides and additional options. So we're going to just glide through this because a lot of this video is going to be about styling this element. So by default, we'll have 3 items in here. And if we want to make changes to these, we can just open them up by clicking on them. We can put in the image we'd like. So this image could be of the person who's left the review. You can change their name. You can put their username in there or to any title you want. In this case, the default is just the username or handle of their Twitter account. We can add a star rating. I'm just going to put 5 in there. And we can change the icon. So the review may not come from Twitter. It might be Google Plus or LinkedIn. I'm going to put Pinterest in for this. I'm going to insert that, and as you can see in the top right, we now have a Pinterest logo. We can also make this review link, so we could link it to the page that the review is on or to the Pinterest account. If you're going to send them away from your website, make sure you click this cog icon and tick open in new window. That means when they're done, they'll close the window and they'll be back on this page. In this box here, we can put the review itself. I'm going to keep it on the default lorem ipsum for now. When you're happy with your first review, just close it down and then you can go on to the next one and do the same process. You can duplicate items by clicking these pages here, and you can also delete them by clicking the X's. I'm going to delete all of them and then just duplicate 3 of these. So we've also got slides per view, so I can select 2 if I like. There we go, it shows 2. You can also do slides to scroll, so this is how many slides will scroll every time you click the arrows. I'm just going to leave it on default, and I'm going to put this back to 1. We've also got width. This is in percent at the moment, so that's 100% of the column width. Down to 50. As you can see, the arrows are still all the way over here on the sides. There is probably a better way of doing this, so I'm going to put the width up to 100. I'm going to add a new column. I'm going to duplicate this column. I'm just going to move our review column into the middle. This is probably just a tidier way to make the size of your review smaller and keeping the arrows next to it, as you can see. So let's go back to editing our review. We can click on the blue pencil here in the top right. And as you can see, we're still on 100%, and that takes up 100% of this column here. And that would be 50. So let's leave it on 100, and let's go to additional options. Just quickly, we've got arrows. We can choose whether we want to show them or not. We can decide what pagination we want. We can have dots, we can have fractions or progress. There's a progress bar at the top here and you can see it moves. I'm going to leave it on dots. Transition duration, so that's how long it takes, how long the slide takes. By putting that on 1, we can see that the transition is incredibly quick. In fact, it doesn't even look like it's moving, but you can see by the pagination that it is. And if we increase that to 1000, you can see it's fairly slower and it's quite smooth. I quite like that. I'm going to leave it on 1000. Autoplay will mean that the slides will just move on their own as they just did. The autoplay speed, so this is how quickly it's going to move through these slides. Infinite loop, so it will just continue to scroll through the reviews. Pause on hover, so when I put the mouse over, it will stop scrolling. And pause on interaction, so when I click on it or just interact with the slide, it's going to stop scrolling as well. I'm going to leave those settings on. We've also got image settings here, thumbnail medium. I'm going to leave it on full. Although it is a thumbnail smart size, so you could get away with using thumbnail. I'm just going to leave it on full for this. And that is the content section of the reviews element. I'm going to pause for a moment so you can stop the video, add your own reviews in, and then in a moment we are going to go through the style. So let's now style our review element. Let's click style at the top left. The first thing we have is space between. This is the space between each slide. As you can see, it's that space there that moves along. If I make this 1 or 0, you can see that the slides are touching. I'm going to leave it on the default. Background color. Click the color picker tool here. There is a separate video on how to use this tool. For now, I'm just going to select green. And we want a border of 5. We don't want any radius. A radius is how smooth the corners are. And I want sharp corners. I want the border to be pure white. I'm going to add just a little bit of padding, I think, just to make it a bit more of a card. We'll just go with that. That's around 50. Excellent. Header then, we can have a separate background color if we want. I'm going to leave it on the green. And we've also got the gap between the names and the review itself. I'm going to leave it on 35. Underneath them, we've got the separator. We can choose to show it or not. I'm going to turn it off, but you do have size options here and color options. I'm going to turn it off for now. Next, we can style the text. So before we go into this, there is a separate video for how to use the typography tool. I'm just going to glide through this, select our fonts and get through it. But go and check that video out. It's a tool that you're going to use quite a lot. So let's change the color first. I'm going to go with white. Typography, I'm going to go with a Matic SC. And obviously it's quite small and bunched up at the moment, so I'm going to make that larger to 2 REM. I'm going to leave all the other settings as they are. Title then, I'm going to go with white. You can see that that changed over here. Typography, it's not very clear in Matic, so I'm going to go with our other font that we use, which is Josephine Sans. And again, I'm going to make that a little bit larger. I'm also going to choose a thin variation of the font. There we go, weight 300. Next, the review itself. Again, I want white. Typography, I'm going to go with Josephine. And I'm going to put the font at 1 REM. In fact, let's make that 2, so it's nice and clear. There we go, 1.2. And again, I'm going to change the font weight to 300 to go with our brand. So let's close this tool. And the next thing we're going to style is the image. So the first option we have is size. All you have to do is adjust the size to what you want. I'm going to go with probably the max, actually 70. There's also the gap between the image and the text, or the title. I'll leave it on 18. And the border radius, which rounds the corners or makes it a complete circle. I'm going to go with sharp corners. There we go. Next is the icon. As you can see, the icon's quite small at the moment. So we've got size. There we go. Let's go to 50. We can choose official colors or custom colors. Official will be the color of the platform. So typically Facebook is blue, LinkedIn is blue, and you've got Pinterest, which is this bright red. We can also have custom if we like. I am going to go with official, but let's just show you how this works. You could change it to this orange if you like. But let's go back to official for now. The rating. So we can have, we can use stars from Font Awesome, which are these kind of like smooth corner kind of stars, or we can go with Unicode, which are a bit sharper, a bit more traditional star shape if you like. We've also got the unmarked style, so you can choose for solid and outline. Just going to leave it on solid for now. Let's change the size, so we can quite clearly see that this is a 5-star review, and we're just going to adjust the spacing between the stars slightly, just to 7. We don't have to go for this default yellow star color either. It kind of clashes with this green a little bit, so I'm going to go with the orange. And the unmarked color, as you can see, it's this slight, very subtle color around the edge. I'm going to actually just keep clear. Lastly then, navigation. We've got the size of the arrows, and we can change the color to white. And we've also got the size of the pagination. I'm going to have some nice big dots, and again white. That's it for style then. Let's just click this hide panel tab here. We can see what our work looks like. Some nice review cards there. Let's open it back up, and because we're happy, we're going to click the green update button, and we will see you in the next video.